Okay. So this is the speech that I wrote, so that's why I got to be looking at the phone, because I planned this for another group, but I think it's kind of important for me and my journey in this whole thing. So first, I just like to acknowledge how much I appreciate being given the opportunity to speak in front of all of you. I have a huge amount of respect for everyone here. It's we're the minority, but this makes us feel like the majority. That's a cool feeling. They took it away from us. You know, when I go into the grocery store, I'm sure you guys all know, it's not the same. It's pretty nerve-wracking every time, and I hate that feeling. But so anyways, yeah. So from May of 2019 until January 15th of this year, I worked for a company called Morrison Living. The company is essentially food service and hospitality management that senior living facilities, as well as hospitals, contract out. And I live up in Estes Park, so I worked there. But I was spending about 50 hours a week on average with the senior citizens at this, nursing home. And I believed in what I was doing because that was my community. Those are my people. So when the COVID thing hit, every day I wore the mask. I'm not proud to admit it, but where I'm at now, I guess it's a good way to get there. But before that job, I didn't care as much about old people, but that job really made me care about the elderly, because they're all alone, man. Like, they really are. So yeah, I wore the mask every day because, they were scared. And then I even listened to the NBR news, the fear mongering. I delivered food after they shut down the dining room every day to these residents, and I got to see a really close look at how the lockdown was affecting them and their mental health. So the negative effects became visible very quickly, and it was really sad because the most bubbliest, high energy, friendly ones were the ones who died the fastest, and the ones who were less cognitive, they deteriorated just kind of as normal because they didn't really know what was going on. Many of them even deliberately stated that they wanted to be able to assess a potential health risk and make their own choices. But the higher-ups working at that place had something else in mind. They preferred to be followers, and they turned that facility into a prison. They locked every door of the building, put up no visitor signs, and scared the living crap out of every resident in the whole community. Slowly, I began to embrace the freedoms of these residents and did everything that I could do to try to save them. But, against dozens, it's virtually impossible. But no matter what I did, or what the residents agreed to, it was never enough. It was the never-ending goalpost. And then so we had to take COVID tests twice a week, and that wasn't enough. So we had to take it, 2 times a week. Oh, wait, no, sorry. First it was once a week, and then it was twice a week. And then that wasn't enough because there was way too many asymptomatic cases. So, and one of the funniest things about how truly unscientific that process was is that we wouldn't get our COVID test results back for nearly a week after we took them. It took them 5 days to tell us that we were a positive case. So after working for days and days, after supposedly being confirmed infectious, then we would get sent home to quarantine for not 2 weeks, but 3 weeks, because the elderly are so vulnerable. Then they introduced the face shields, and you had to wear them in the combination with the face mask and the shield at the same time. They had the goggles, and the one that looks like a welding mask. It was starting to really get to me, and then I just kind of started trying to get fired at that point because I was so sick of how, I just wouldn't wear the face shield. They would bring it to me, place it on the table, you gotta wear this, you gotta wear this, and I would just throw it away. Because that was too much, man. There's not a virus falling out of my eyeballs. But yeah, and so the last thing I wanted to say is that I'm able to look back at that time and laugh at how crazy it was, but I am still deeply saddened about what's happening to those people. People who I used to see every day, and I had a genuine bond with a lot of them. It was like having 50 grandparents who you were close to at the same time, because you never see your own. But and their kids couldn't even see them. So not only did they died alone. And so when people say we got to lock down the elderly, I don't think so. I don't think the elderly, they can make their own choices still. We don't own the elderly. And when people want to come say that they're taking away our freedoms, while simultaneously turning senior living communities into prisons with no visitation allowed, and damaging our society, our economy, the mental health of our youth, and they have the nerve to say that they're committing all that evil in the name of saving grandma, there's no proper way to say how that makes me feel. And so the last thing I want to say is that this is what we got to keep doing. We have to be seen, heard, hated, slandered, harassed, insulted, stepped on, spit on, and whatever else. Yeah! To ensure that no one out there can truthfully say when it's all said and done that we went out without a fight. Thank you.
Good job, Randy.
Thank you, Henry, for telling us about the realities of the nursing home. I just wanted to give a couple of shout-outs here. We have been live streaming